much for the opportunity to join you this morning. I love nothing more than to meet and talk with other Christians who are similarly excited about the gospel. And the breakfast was also excellent, so thanks very much. Obviously, just a quick disclaimer, these remarks are my own, they don't represent the Australian armies. And also, I fully appreciate that you may hold very different views from me on some of these difficult topics. And I think a diversity of views in the Christian community is great. Just remember that I'm probably better trained in unarmed combat than you, so careful with that. Right, so my question today is, imagine you had one day left on Earth. How would you spend it? What would you do? What would occupy those last 24 hours of your life? Well, when I first joined the Special Air Service Regiment, there was a monument in our barracks in Perth. It was a large, simple stone. On it was a list of 25 names, each with a date noting when they were killed in service. 25 names. Now there are 48 names on that rock. 15 of those names have just one date on them, the 12th of June 1996. Yet no one was imagining on that day, the 12th of June, that they were about to die, that they only had less than 24 hours of life left on Earth. On that day I just joined the regiment and I was not scheduled for this nighttime Townsville exercise where 6 Black Hawk helicopters were to rapidly deliver our counter-terrorism troops by fast rope onto a stronghold. Now that night, as you may recall, it was a long time ago now, that 2 Black Hawks collided, killing 15 SAS soldiers and 3 aviators. 2 of the soldiers from my own troop, Henry Peters and Miran Abedisian, would die that night. 2 other men survived the crash, a guy called Dominic Boyle, who's a close friend, who lay injured and covered in aviation fuel, and one of the helicopter pilots, a guy called Dave Burke. Dominic told me that he asked Dave if the crashed helo that he just escaped from would explode. It was burning. He wondered whether it would explode. The pilot said he didn't know. So Dominic ran back into that burning wreckage and heroically cut free and dragged clear several of his mates as ammunition and fuel ignited all around him. It's really an incredible story. It had a profound effect on me, obviously, as the commander of some of those guys that were killed. The death, of course, rarely visits us so dramatically or starkly. But of course, visit us all, it will. The Bible calls death the last enemy, and it indeed remains our implacable foe, perhaps out of mind, but never far away. So my message this morning is pretty straightforward. I want you all to make it count. Make your life count. Find something worth doing, worth living for, even worth dying for. And I think we all have a sneaking suspicion that we need to do something useful, something important in life. Anyone here in advertising that's prepared to raise their hand? Advertising? Who let you in? Of course, advertising, as perfectly executed by my friend at the back there, in a twist, repackages this yearning for worthiness and significance and pretends to satisfy it with a pair of running shoes or a big watch or a European holiday or a sports car. Now we may kind of laugh about this or shake our heads, but I think a close examination of my own life and perhaps yours indicate that this message is perhaps getting through to us. As it's turned out, my own life has been one mainly of service in the army, and perhaps defined by causes some may find worthy. And there certainly has been some great moments, some moments where a clarity of purpose and calling seemed to coalesce. I was part of a SAS team back doing entry operations in Baghdad in the Iraq War, as the city was still falling to the Allied forces. I was tasked to meet one of the US armoured columns that was fighting its way in towards the centre of the city where I was. I remember standing in the pre-dawn amid a city that was smashed and burning, chaotic, full of danger and death. I admit my main aim at that point was not to get killed by the approaching armoured vanguard of the American 3rd Infantry Division, something that I thought may be quite a difficult task. But it was an extraordinary, for me, a remarkable and perhaps weirdly satisfying moment when this large armoured fighting vehicle ground to a halt in front of me, covered in smoke and RPG barrels and the like, and I was able to welcome the American Army to Baghdad. If I'd been clever, I would have said something like, "You've broken it, now you have to fix it." But I wasn't. So there's also been some great moments in my climbing career. Along with 2 others, I was the first Australian to climb this mountain, the world's 7th highest peak, called Dhaulagiri. It's over 8,000 metres high, and its reputation as the mountain of storms proved well earned as we suffered at night at about 8 p.m. after an exhausting ascent and spent the next 7 hours descending in a very wild storm. Now, this next image, I would just note that this, before one of you millennials asked me what cool filter I used on this is what happens when you use stuff called slide film at altitude. This is some beautiful Fuji Belvia slide film, slightly overexposed, but I'm sure you'll appreciate it. So elation turned that night to fear as we fought our way off the mountain. My eyesight temporarily damaged due to a retinal hemorrhage due to the altitude and suffering quite severe frostbite. And my wife warned me about showing you this image at breakfast. She said, "You're going to show this image at breakfast." So this is what my feet look like after I pulled my boots off a couple of days later. Now, if you think this is bad, imagine my predicament when this is a couple of months later when I was recuperating, imagine my predicament when part of my big toe parted company with my foot and my wife found it at the bottom of my bed as she was sent me back to Baghdad. So look, in fact, let's move on to the next slide. So look, we can live good lives, you know. We can live exciting lives that many may call honourable, and you know, we all do great things here, I'm sure, but are they really great? Listen to the wisdom found in Paul's letter to the Ephesian church, remembering that Paul was a prisoner as he wrote this in Rome. As a prisoner of the Lord, then, I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling you have received. Live a life worthy of the calling. A worthy life is often a goal set by both ancient and modern philosophers. Yet my Jesus, and I know he is your Jesus too, completely reconstructs our understanding of what such a life looks like. Jesus' words tell us that the meek fluid inherit the earth. Jesus' miracles show a deep concern for those who are uncertain and unpopular. His parables tell us to seek first his kingdom and to serve others even at our own deep expense. And Jesus' life, and more importantly his death, demonstrate with absolute clarity and power just what such a worthy life would look like. So for all my adventures, my life is best served when I'm serving my Saviour. Now these things don't look as impressive as perhaps some of those last things I've told you. Last Tuesday, my Bible study at Royal Military College consisted of 4 cadets turning up, and I praise God. That was awesome to be able to share with them the gospel. I ran a similar Bible study when I was in barracks in Perth in the Special Air Service Regiment, and that was regularly attended, a great personal reputational cost to me amongst my brother officers. It was regularly attended by 2 people, both of whom were actually cleaning staff in the mess. So perhaps you're just seeing a pattern that I run really bad Bible studies. But I think there's a different thing going on. I think there's a pattern that shows God's economy in all this, which is very different from this world. The world defines success, whether successful or on trend. Those things to God is utterly without worth. Remember, he has called us to himself to glorify him and to fulfill his command to make disciples. I don't know whether you know anything about a guy called Charles Spurgeon, called the Prince of preachers who had more impact as a 19th century minister of the gospel than perhaps anyone else on the planet. Remains the most published Christian writer of all time, and is an incredible guy. A guy that could fill a room with 10,000 people and without one of these guys speak eloquently about the gospel. Well, when he reflected on his life of service, he would say this, and I love these words: "By his grace I will die with my boots on and lay down my commission as only when I lay down my body. By his grace I will die with my boots on." What a great expression. Well, if you've got any uncertainty about how to put all this into practice, I urge you to consider supporting the great work of Crusaders. My own uncle, a man whose faith had a profound effect on my father and also on me, was brought to faith through a Crusaders meeting. I only found that out a couple of months ago as I started researching this talk. So I praise God for that work that was done many, many years ago, and I praise God for the continuing mission of such a great organisation. And we'll now soon have an opportunity to continue to support that mission. So make it count. We only get one go. Make sure you die